Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for another Monster Hunter Wilds video, and today I want to talk about my hopes and predictions for the upcoming Title Update 1. In just a couple of days now, Capcom is going to be showing off Title Update 1 and talking about it in more detail, and I thought it would be fun to make this video a couple days before that update or that video comes out and, predict a little bit, theorize with you guys. Before we do that, though, I do want to get some quick disclaimers out of the way. One is that I am going to just be throwing up some trailer footage in the background of this video. I still got to get a capture card or some way of recording. I could technically stream it and then just download that and have my gameplay in the background, but whatever, I'll try that another time. So this video is definitely going to be more of a listening experience, and also I will be talking about spoilers for Monster Hunter Wilds, so if you have not already beaten the main story of low rank and high rank, I would highly recommend that you go and finish that up and then come back to this video afterwards. But with those couple of disclaimers out of the way, let's get into the video. So, alright. First of all, we have Mizutsune and the Gathering Hub, and then we also have the fact that they said that they are going to be adding a level of monster above Tempered, which most likely means Arch-Tempered, but we'll come back to that in a bit. So let's just get the two that we know out of the way, right? Mizutsune and the Gathering Hub. So Gathering Hub is going to be awesome because we're finally going to have like a central location for hunters to gather at, and a canteen, and that's going to be really fun. I've missed the canteen in Wilds, so it's going to be nice to have that back, and hopefully have a cool cutscene of cats, the Palicos just cooking a delicious looking meal for us. And then we have Mizutsune. Now, Mizutsune, here's the thing. I like Mizutsune, but I do think it's pretty weird that Mizutsune was relegated to a title update, because Mizutsune is traditionally a more mid-tier difficulty level monster, right? And right now, a big problem with Wilds is that we only really have 6 like high-tier monsters, or at least 6 monsters that give us like the Hunter Ticket 3s that a lot of the, Rarity 8 gear needs. So I do think it's kind of weird, and like, I'm sorry, ain't no way Mizutsune is going to give tier 3 tickets, and Rathalos and Gravios only give tier 2 tickets. Like, there's no way that's going to happen. Yeah, that's a little weird, but I'm optimistic. Now, the thing that I really want to talk about with this video is the whole level above Tempered monster. Now, in Monster Hunter World, which was the first time that we had Tempered monsters, they eventually added what was called Arch-Tempered monsters, and these monsters were harder than Tempered, of course, but this status was usually relegated to Elder Dragons, and currently in Wilds, aside from Zoshia, even though Zoshia is classified as a construct because it's a guardian, Zoshia is technically an Elder Dragon, but we don't actually have any Elder Dragons in the game right now, and I think that there's a couple things that might happen here. So one, Zoshia. We got to get the full fight of Zoshia. We need to have a version of the fight in high rank, and, it's going to have, like, more difficult stuff. Just generally be a more difficult fight. Hopefully, like, some more attacks, new things. I mean, if they literally just do the exact same fight as low rank and just make it high rank, I would honestly be fine with that. Let us get gear. I wouldn't really care. But I do kind of think that, like, no. There needs to be something slightly different, something more intense outside of just, higher damage, higher health. I want to fight, like, I don't know, like maybe Zoshia, the one we fought, either it's not dead and it's gonna, pull a Gore Magala from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. It's like, oh, it's not dead and it's even stronger now. Like, maybe it'll be like that, or it will be a case of, hey, Zoshia, the reason why it was gathering all of the Wyvern Milk energy, which is such a weird sentence, but the reason why it was gathering all of that was because it was trying to become a real species, and it laid an egg, and now there's another one, and it's more powerful. Something like that. Like, I don't really care too much about the explanation. I just want that fight. I want to get Zoshia gear. Want it in high rank, so I'm really hoping that that's what the level above Tempered is going to be. Like, we're going to get Zoshia, and then there's going to be, like, Arch-Tempered Zoshia, or maybe we'll get Shigaru or some other Elder Dragons. I think it's really weird that we have Gore Magala, but we do not have Shigaru Magala currently. So that would be a really good way of fixing this problem as well. And I mean, Zoshia to me is like a much higher priority than Shagaru, but I think if they were to do 2 Elder Dragons that could be, you know, Arch-Tempered level threats, I think those 2 would be perfect for that. Now, maybe what they'll do is they'll give us like Arch-Tempered versions of the Apex Predators of each region. I think that would be, you know, it would kind of break that rule about Arch-Tempered only being an Elder Dragon thing, but I wouldn't really mind having that on the Apex Predators of each region. I think that would be really cool and fun. I want a reason to fight more monsters outside of, like, you know, the 6 like top tiers that are giving us the Hunter 3 tickets. I want more monsters in that category. I'm kind of tired of fighting those same 6 guys. I want something new, right? So that's why I'm really hoping, like, all right, we're gonna get Elder Dragons, we're gonna get Zoshia, but we will definitely have to see. A couple of things outside of that, some hopes that I have for this update is, one, I really hope that they change the Artian system, because I'm not gonna lie, guys, I do not like the Artian weapons as a system. I think that, yes, there is something there, like, it's not all bad, there is cool stuff. You know, they have use cases even for someone like me who doesn't like them, but I just really don't like how good they are and how easy it is to craft them. I don't like that so many new players are just completely ignoring the monster weapons because the Artian weapons are just better generally, right? I really don't like that. It feels very anti-Monster Hunter to me. Like, best example, a friend of mine said that one of his friends is like a dual blade user, and he was playing with him and he was like, hey, so you're running dual blades, awesome, what different elemental dual blades are you running for your element builds? And he was like, yeah, so I'm running Dragon Artian, Lightning Artian, Fire Artian, and Ice Artian. It's like, wow, that is so lame. Like, that's just so boring. I want to see people running different weapons from different monsters, and layered. I know people are going to be typing in the comments like layered weapons, but no, like, that's good. Layered weapons are good, but that's not going to fix the problem, because I don't care if you put a paper bag over your Artian weapon to make it look like something else. Like, no. I want to see people actually using the real monster weapons, right? I feel like layered weapons are good for when, let's say, there's like a really bad weapon and you want to use a weapon that's like, you know, a lot better, and you put it over. I know, like, you're probably thinking like, well, that's the Artian weapons. Yeah, but it's like, no, that's so boring. Like, people need, like, the monster weapons should not be so much lower tier than Artian. And I'm not saying that they are, like, they are still viable right now. It's just that, like, now there's too much of a divide, and I really want to see Capcom narrow that divide one way or another, either in this update or just as soon as they can. I have a couple of ideas of how they could narrow this divide between Artian weapons and regular weapons, but I think I will save that for a future video, because I want to see what they say at this Title Update 1 showcase in a couple days before I start throwing some ideas out there about that. Another thing that I really, really hope they address is the Frenzied Monster situation. Frenzied Monsters, if you have not noticed or if you've not engaged with them much, really cool, really happy they're back from 4 Ultimate, but they kind of suck right now. They basically have little to no purpose to actually fighting them outside of the need for Frenzy Shards and Frenzy Crystals for, like, some talismans and talisman upgrades and some Gormagala pieces especially, or just Gormagala gear. But generally, other than that, they just suck. They die in like 2 hits, which is not how they should be. Like, they should be much more aggressive. Yes, they're supposed to have lower health, but I think generally everything in Wilds has like too little health right now, and that is something that I think really did not help the Frenzied Monsters. Like, they should just have like slightly less health, but to make up for that, they're like way more aggressive, they do way more damage, and obviously they can inflict you with the Frenzy State, but it's pathetic how quickly they die. Like, I have been so surprised. And I also just want to see more of them too. I want to see harder Frenzied Monsters. I want to see them drop different and unique materials that actually have some kind of function in the endgame systems, like, you know, I don't know, with Decos, or even with Artians, or like using them for some kind of augmentation system, you know, just something like that to make them more relevant. I want to see Gormagala, you know, be able to go to any environment it wants, so that it can infect any creatures in any of the locales, right? Because that's just how it should be. So really hope that's something that they address as well. The last thing that I'm hoping for, but you know, I don't really know if we're going to see in this update, because this might be a little too much, is I have heard rumors, like some people in the comments of my last video, our last couple videos, were saying that there have been some data mines where people have found Lagiacrus armor files in the game, as well as some stuff relating to Zinogre and Seregios, and supposedly even the status that Gugmazios afflicted in 4 Ultimate, like the kind of like tar status that he had. So I fingers crossed. Like, I generally don't like leaks or data mines. I really like to take them with a grain of salt, because to me, it's like, it's not real until it's like officially stated, right? But I will say, I really hope that those data mines and leaks are true, because God, I want Lagiacrus back. Seregios would be awesome, and even though Zinogre's been in like every single game, literally every single Monster Hunter game since the first time he showed up in a game, I still think it'd be cool to have Zinogre again. And, you know, Gugmazios, just incredible. But I don't think we're going to get all of those in one update. Maybe we will get like Seregios or Lagiacrus, which would be incredible. But, you know, who knows? We'll have to see. Just hope that that happens sooner, especially for Lagiacrus. Like, it's been too long. We need Lagiacrus back. Check out my previous video that I did, a kind of meme video that I made about Lagiacrus not being in Wilds at launch. But yeah, guys, that is going to be all for today's videos and for my hopes and predictions for Title Update 1 for Monster Hunter Wilds. But what do you guys think? What are you hoping to see in Monster Hunter Wilds, and what do you think is realistic for us to see in Title Update 1? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy hunting!